So there's a film that I want all of y'all to watch if you have time, since you're all not allowed to do a whole lot down under, unless you've got papers, travel permits, an essential business. Otherwise, you're fucking stuck at home. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to watch a film. I'm going to show you how to access it, and I'm going to show you the intro to it. Because this film, I believe, was made in 2009, I think, but that's what the DVD looks like. I know that's fucking sideways, but you get it. Okay. I'm going to play you the very beginning of it, and I want you to realize that this film was made a while back. It was from the old world, let's say, pre-Rona. Okay. And there's the term that we use that the computers that, the artificial intelligence that watches your videos and determines if you need a link to give you context of what it means, the New World Order, let's say, when I put that in the, if you don't believe it, it will be, let's see, where would it be on the screen? It'll be right here, somewhere down here. It'll pop up and it'll say context. The New World Order is a conspiracy theory. And it doesn't exist, which is great for us, but because, since they have documents like this that outline, what the government considers good or bad, that includes, protesting the government for certain reasons, or at least motivations for that word that starts with a T and ends with errorism. They consider that to be that. But if we're not protesting or criticizing a government, we're criticizing the New World Order, which does not exist. So that's the angle. So let's look at this here. This is the intro here. This ancient technology. Read that. Countless people will hate the New World Order and will die protesting against it. H.G. Wells in 1939 book, The New World Order.
I appeared before the Congressional Committee to tell what I knew of activities which might lead to an attempt to set up a fascist dictatorship.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
And what happened to that man?
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies.
And what happened to that man?
Secret oaths and to secret proceedings.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it. And he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
And we were all distracted with the war.
Secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
I'm Jim Tucker. I've chased Bilderberg for 30 years.
He's dead now. He's a great man.
Give up the chase. Bilderberg plan for the whole world is nothing less.
Jim Tucker started covering the New World Order and the Bilderberg Group when they officially didn't exist.
They are the elitists. They feel they should run the world for their own selfish interests.
Now we can see a new world coming into view.
Well, this is early 90s
a world
right
in
here.
which there is a very real prospect of a new world order.
A New World Order. Australian politicians openly talk about the New World Order and how great of an idea it is.
Can stop them in their tracks.
Yet in the United States, we still pretend like that doesn't exist.
He wants to destroy the United States. He's a traitor.
It's good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations.
Another group of good guys,
I was
right?
a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
Like antiviral drugs can stop viruses. Outrageous.
I need you to move off the property.
Some shots were fired.
Outrageous conspiracy theories.
Bilderberg is right there.
The Trans-Texas Corridor is a vital part because we stop here in Texas. We stop the New World Order right here in Texas.
Yeah, we lost that fight. Trans-Texas Corridor is just funneling millions of dollars out of this country now.
We kill this damn thing here.
Make race perfect. Eugenics. The Rockefellers. Hitler got his eugenics ideas from eugenics in the United States. In the same scientific dictatorship
The President of the United States
are the people carrying out what's happening now. All right.
Your new world order will fall. Humanity will defeat you. The answer to 1984 is 1776.
All right, so this is the intro. This is the good part. This is the part I want you to focus on and think about our current scenario. In a couple minutes, we'll roll with it after this right here. I'll shut up.
In the near future, Earth is dominated by a powerful world government. Once free nations are slaves to the will of a tiny elite. The dawn of a new dark age is upon mankind. Countries are a thing of the past. Every form of independence is under attack.
Sound familiar?
With the family and even the individual itself nearing extinction. Close to 80% of the Earth's population has been eliminated.
We'll get our freedom back when we have 80% jabbed.
Of a once free humanity are forced to live within highly controlled, compact, prison-like cities. Travel is highly restricted. Superhighways
Where your travel
connect
papers?
the mega cities and keep the population from entering into unauthorized
QR code, please.
zones. No human activity is private. AI supercomputers chronicle and categorize every action.
Oh, your chip in your arm says you're sick, mate. We gotta go to the camp.
Gang of control freaks.
Gotta go to the COVID hotel, right?
Challenged. This is the vision of the global elite.
You're not unreasonable, are you? You don't want us to separate you from your family?
Humanization, where the science of tyranny is law. A worldwide control grid designed to ensure the overlord's monopoly of power forever. Our species will be condemned to this nightmare future unless the masses are awakened to the New World Order master plan and
I think I might be in one of those scenes right there.
Erected by a secret
The
group,
Georgia Guidestones,
the Georgia Guidestones
where they say
are
they want to
tested
depopulate the planet.
for a world religion, global laws, with a global court and army to enforce it. And set in stone, it is written that the population never rise above 500 million.
So, I'm going to show you, if you don't know where to go to get that movie. It's on band.video. This computer's dead. Let's go over to this one. It's already open on this one. I want you to go to band.video, BANNED.video, right? We're going to go. When you go to band.video, if you scroll down on the left, oh, that's The Road to Tyranny. That's a different film. If you scroll down on the left, that's links to all of the different video packages and different sub-channels. And you need to go find the one that says InfoWars Films. Let's see. David Icke, Tommy Robinson. You really need to just load up on all this shit and learn all of this. You know, and if you don't like Alex Jones, I can tell you, I've met and worked with some of his crew. Some of them are my friends. I've interacted with Alex Jones. There it is right there. That's where you're going to go. That's going to lead you to this. And there's the film I want you to watch. They're all good. This one, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. If you understand some of that stuff, that will make a lot of this other stuff make sense. But this is all from 20 years back and up until now. And this, if you watch some of these things and relook at it in the context of now we're in the post-COVID world, it will make the way they control us with fear make a lot more sense. Especially if you watch this film, Terror Storm. Terror Storm documents, for example, how when they had to remember the London bombings on 7/7, they had drills of the exact same scenario playing out, and then it just so happened to happen. And if you look back at the war on terror and you replace terrorism with being sick, it's the same fear-based, trauma-based mind control. And under Stockholm Syndrome, we all run to the government to save us from it, when in reality, they may possibly have had something to do with it, let's say. So the only other point of business here is I wanted to discuss. I leave little fun things like this for people. But oh yeah, check this out. So if you have not seen this yet, this is a document from the CDC, the interim operational considerations for implementing the shielding approach, blah blah blah. So this is basically the document that says, okay, we need to establish a protocol, or at least a loose, operational consideration for if we need to segregate people into green zones, and it's to mitigate the spread of the virus. And when you read it, it basically says like that's going to be their justification for hauling you off. I don't know how to fucking flower it up, but like that is the scientific, cold, emotionless doctor lawyer language for you're sick, so we can take you out of your home and put you in another location against your will indefinitely. And that shit's already happening in Australia. I fucking saw it on the news. I fucking saw a guy with his fucking bag packed, the cops hauling him off to the COVID hotel. That shit's really happening, dude. If you're like somebody that's watching me that doesn't understand the extent of the shit that's going on in Australia, bro, like a dude who was perfectly healthy took a test because they make everyone get tests, and then the cops show up and say your test came back positive, you have to come with us. And the news reporter's like, he was happy to comply, and he'll be going for an indefinite stay at the government COVID camp. And now the weather. Like, what the fuck, dude? Wake up, dude. That's going to be everywhere. They don't write these documents and spread this shit internationally to only do it in one country, okay? So, go watch Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement by Alex. Oh yeah, what I was going to say about Alex Jones. A lot of people are weird about Alex Jones because of his delivery, because a lot of the shit they heard, you only see the clips of him freaking out, right? Like I was saying, Alex Jones, I would say, is an acquaintance. Man, I can't say that word now. Acquaintance of mine. We're not friends. We don't hang out. I mean, I have hung out with him in the past. I helped volunteer to film some things for some of these films that he's made. But I was never an employee. I was never officially affiliated with him. But I've been around Alex Jones enough to know that he is a real person. He does have some flaws, as we all do. But he's not wrong about this shit. Okay? So I can tell you, as a real person in real life that has interacted with Alex Jones and even had like some negative interactions with Alex Jones on a personal level, he's not fucking wrong about this, okay? He's not. So the last order of business here for y'all, and then we'll make some more fun videos later, but oh yeah, here's something. That looks like something you'd see if you just first glance, oh, there's something about COVID and a phone number and some stupid clip art that's encouraging you to get inoculated. But if you read it, it's actually like very subversive and very this would be considered anti-government propaganda in some countries. Luckily, it's not that far yet here. But that's something you could put on a door somewhere. Most people aren't going to read it because we're so conditioned to seeing QR codes everywhere and shit like that everywhere and all COVID-related shit. Also, as a test here I'd mentioned before, I want you guys to see if you can, from me printing this out and then using this bullshit cheap phone camera to photograph it here, I want to see if it will work and lead you to this film that I just showed you. That's a direct one. Because the other thing is, if you tell somebody, go to this website and watch this, they're not going to fucking do that. Unless you like open their browser and put it in their face and hold their fucking eyelids open, they're not going to type in a URL, okay? But a QR code, now, everywhere you go, I was watching this Aussie Cossack video yesterday where he goes into the liquor store and they have this out front. I've not experienced that because my whole existence is like pre-2020 for the most part. Because I've purposely set my life up where I work is cool and I don't go anywhere that isn't cool, you know. But they have that shit at the front door. And you're supposed to check in everywhere you go to let the contact tracers know where you've gone. People in America or in red states where they're not exposed to that shit, they may not understand that that's where this is all going. Now, if we resist it, it won't manifest. But if we all just lay down and keep doing it, oh, it's neat, it's cool, I don't need to carry. You don't need your travel papers. What do you think this is? Pre-World War II Germany? No, you just need your QR. You already have your phone. It's just an app. What, you already know where that's going. So yes, we use that shit against them. I think most people, if there was just a random QR code just up on a wall with nothing on it like that, they'd probably just go scan it because they're fucking bored. Just like a rat running up to especially with a restaurant. Now you're trained, oh, well, we have to scan our QR code before we can eat. It's like the Pavlov's dog thing with the bell associated with eating. Now you associate this. Fuck, just go put this at the front of your restaurant. I bet you could swap out a QR code on a fucking sign in front of a restaurant to something like that. Nobody'd ever know. And then everyone goes to check in. And then, whoops, now they're watching Alex Jones. Anyway, I'm going to root back and watch this video. If it doesn't suck, I'll post it. And then I'm going to go work on that fucking Pontiac so I can get it done. Because y'all are going to motivate me. Good night, mates.